It's back.
Cities just lets you choose the size, like how big urban areas tend to be.
If you put slightly larger would be better, in my opinion.
All right, cities are the scary place.
That's why I said slightly larger, not gigantic.
City spacing is how far apart cities have to be. It's a bit like zero. Everything is made of cities. This is average currently.
Is 4 decent for you? Or
yes.
Is it scary?
Yes, it is. Spawn rate scaling.
I'm guessing that cities is where lots of zombies happen at the same time.
That's where pretty much all the zombies are. Just about. The rate of creatures spawning from rotten material, I like it when that happens, but 100% is fast enough. It means roaches will spawn near rotten stuff, and roaches mean food.
So the rotten stuff isn't food, but the roaches are food.
Yes. And so yeah, rotting your food, having just rotten meat around you means more food.
So then put all of it maximum.
And you just
there's just roaches everywhere.
Like something dies, it just turns into roaches.
Isn't that how it works?
Item spawn. Turns density of item spawn, that's fine. I know a lot of people like to play with it low, but I don't know why, because that means you get less stuff. NPC spawn rate, don't want them too common. Maybe a little. Monster evolution determines how fast monsters will just upgrade into stronger monsters. With this, we might not ever see it happen as is, given my general
skill level.
Monster speed, 100%. Resilience, we don't need to make them super strong or weak. Default region type. I don't know how to change that. Initial time.
You don't know how to change it? What do you mean?
I mean, left and right doesn't do anything. Enter doesn't. Initial season. It generally starts early spring, like where we are now. Season length is 91. Seasons are 91 days long. That's kind of realistic, isn't it?
It's pretty close.
Before it was like a month long.
Oh, that's how it used to set it up?
Yeah, because people generally didn't survive that long. I've still never seen the end of spring, but construction skill.
Yeah, because you get cold after getting shot in the head.
Yeah. We can make it so spring never ends. I don't know why you would. Oh, this is important. Static spawn.
Specifically? Oh, eternal 1 season, I see.
Wander spawns.
I thought it meant spring only.
Static spawns with wander spawns. Like there are no monsters initially, but monsters will just start spawning in cities. With wander spawns off, the cities already have all the zombies they will have. They start with, which honestly makes more sense.
You mean people aren't born as full-grown zombies?
No. Here's the dumbest option. Only spawn classic zombies and natural wildlife. So no robots or mutant animals or anything weird other than and no weird zombies. Just regular zombies and regular animals. If true, you start out surrounded by zombies.
I mean, that's technically a storyline setup.
Static NPCs and random NPCs. Experimental Z levels. It means basically, it means stuff will happen even on Z levels where you don't exist.
Like other dimensions?
Like upstairs or downstairs.
Oh.
A line up and downstairs means that upstairs and downstairs will match realistically, but it makes maps less realistic to fit it, so no need for that. It means basically you could head north to go down some stairs and end up south. It means basically like stair.
Oh.
Yeah. It means stairs up and down to always line and character. Alright.
DeBerry.
Do you have a better name?
Granddad. I thought that's what our goal was.
I thought for the character. I thought the character's name. This is the world.
This is the world's name.
Yes, the default. The random default was DeBerry. I'll accept it.
The spook zone.
I mean, I'm not currently proficient enough to create Granddad.
You'll have to learn to create Granddad.
Let's build a character.
NPC. Oh, so NPCs can starve to death as well?
Yes. You probably won't notice it unless they're like your companion. You get a companion at the start with static NPCs, depending on what start you choose. Alright, multiple pools, single. Basically, this is how you choose
your stats and skills.
Yes, multiple pools means like each of those tabs up there has its own pool. Single pool means your points are all the same pool. And freeform means you just have infinite points. I generally go with multiple pools because
you don't want to feel like a cheater.
Let's see. Our options are just evacuee, where you just start in an evac shelter and you can choose a profession. There's really bad day, where you start out drunk to the point incapacitated, depressed, infected, surrounded by fire, naked, and with the flu.
And you could also add surround to that as well to just make your life even more miserable.
Yes. There's lab challenge, where you spawn inside of a science lab. It's very hard to get out, but it's fun. There's a challenge where you start out in a hospital, a very dangerous place to be, but easier to leave than a lab because you just had to find the door. There's where you start as a medieval peasant, transported into the modern world.
Why?
I don't know. There's one where you start out as a crashed helicopter pilot. You can start out just regular, but you start with an infection. You don't want that. You'll probably die. You can start in prison.
Is infection like one of the worst in this?
Infection basically means unless you get cured, you have like an 80% chance of dying within the day. Like in 24 hours.
Oh, zombie infection?
Yeah, well, not in the zombie disease. The zombie disease apparently in this only animates bodies that are already dead. But it's just that a zombie's bite is just full of just all the worst bacteria. Kind of like a crocodile.
So it's like necrotizing fasciitis.
Yeah, except it kills you in like a day. Let's see, you can start in a burning building. You can start as a mall cop, a firefighter. Just start out in the wilderness. The next summer.
What's that mean?
I think it means a bunch of time has already passed.
Oh.
And you start in summer.
What's school? You start in a school?
Yes, and you are a teacher.
And everybody's already dead?
You were at school when the principal shambled in and ate one of the students. Guess school's out forever. But it basically means it's a starting location, and school is...
not the worst place to be.
It's not the best place to be.
But it's not the worst place.
It's probably better than prison. Because you're basically in a highly populated area. You're surrounded by zombie children. And when you kill children, you lose morale.
I mean, that does make sense.
You can start at the zoo, which seems like a really scary place.
Because you're already surrounded by scary animals.
Camping, refugee, bottom of the mine. In a scavenger bunker. Experiment, which you can start in the forest, but you can choose just mutations to start with.
You probably do that one a lot, I'm guessing.
You are correct. And high-tech, low-life, where you start with a whole lot of really bad failed bionics. What kind of character should we make?
Probably one not like Yvain, because you said Yvain's setup isn't very good.
Oh, she's actually pretty decent.
Unless there are mines.
Yeah. But that's something I can prevent just by my own competence. Oh, I mean, it should be like a fighter, a runner, a doctor.
What are all of the professions you can choose from?
It mostly affects your starting inventory, but like You'd be a drug tweaker, a cyborg, chain smoker, crackhead, hobo, shower victim, which means you were just taking a shower when the cataclysm happened. Hitchhiker, clown, submissive, groom, martial artist, used car salesman, a lumberjack, a backpacker.
How many of them have useful perks to start, like their items?
Let's see. Ballroom dancer starts with a higher dodge skill. Punk rock dude has a good bit of storage space.
I would be a punk rock dude. I don't have like a mohawk or anything, if that's what they mean.
Cyber junkie starts with some decent and some bad bionics. Oh god, they have the leaky bionic, which is the worst.
What's it do?
It slowly lowers your hidden health stat, which makes you more susceptible to illness and lowers your healing rate.
Is there like a threshold, or is it just constantly going to get worse?
It'll just slowly get worse until you manage to somehow get it removed, which is extremely difficult.
Oh, so you can get rid of it that way.
Let's see. A zookeeper starts with some useful skills into shovel, which has obvious uses as a weapon and a shovel. Basketball player has some good skills.
What? Like,
dodging and throwing.
I guess that makes sense.
Security guard starts with a baton and a knife, and a gun.
Is that the only way you've ever gotten a gun?
No, I've seen plenty of guns. The rare thing for me is finding a gun and ammo compatible with it.
I guess that's fair.
The best place I broken into gun shops. That's like one of the best places to find a gun. And
Except
ammo.
for that they don't have the same ammo.
It's also a good place to find ammo, though.
Just not the same type.
Handyman is good at crafting. Electrician is good at crafting electric things. Let's see. A blacksmith doesn't start with an anvil, but he does have a hammer.
I don't think you can start with an anvil.
It's too
You might
big.
start in a location that has an anvil.
Let's see. Farmer starts with what you need to farm.
All the items necessary for farming?
Yeah, a hoe and some seeds.
You don't need shovel or watering can or anything like that?
I mean, you might want. Well, you have a hoe, which can suffice, I think. Skater boy starts with one of everyone's favorite items, the rollerblades, which makes you super fast while you're on a road, but really bad at dodging. Fun fact: well, it's hard to dodge while on rollerblades, right? The funny thing is, apparently, it's harder. Wearing rollerblades impedes dodging more than having your leg stuck in a bear trap.
That does not make sense. Now, when you say it's everyone's favorite, are you being serious?
No, people seem really obsessed with rollerblades, and I don't know why.
Because they make moving around faster?
Science club member starts with some science skills and a backpack. Tourist starts with some good storage. Golfer starts with
A golf club?
and some actual melee skills. Vagabond just seems good all around. A tailor starts really good at tailoring.
I mean, that makes sense.
Home mechanic has mechanics. A scoundrel is just a good fighter.
Is that what Yvain uses?
Scoundrel?
Yeah.
No, she uses experiment, which gives you far fewer options.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Beekeeper. You start as a beekeeper, I guess.
What's it do?
It gives you survival and fabrication. More importantly, a full beekeeper suit and 2 bottles of honey.
Well, the full beekeeper suit might be safe.
It has the beekeeping
useful.
suit and beekeeping hood and gloves.
I'm guessing that beekeeping suit protects you from being stung by bees.
I mean, there are a little bit. I would say there are no bees, but I just realized there are. Unfortunately, the bees are giant bees, which you're not prepared for.
Man, so the Cataclysm was just very, very rapid everything going wrong.
Oh, it's weird. The medical resident, which means you're just out of med school, which gives you first aid skill, which is okay. Police officer,
It starts with a gun, I'm guessing.
yes, and a badge.
Does that